Okay, so here is what I wanted to get to with the chart I made yesterday. It isn't old, it's new. It's always new. Music, everything's always new. This is the interval chart, which is interesting. These are the triads, and this is in the key of C. So we have a little piano diagram here. Believe it or not, those are funky piano keys. They've been squished down to fit on, almost to fit on a guitar, which is what I have done here. Believe it or not, I've squished them down to fit on a guitar like that. It's just that I didn't keep them shaped as piano keys. I just took the square part here and made it a rectangle to fit it in there. I'll show you how that's done. You just we're going to grab this part here, this root, all right, copy it, and then I'm going to put that where this root is and paste it in there. See how I changed the shape of it to fit right in there? That's how it's done. So these are the intervals we're interested in here. Okay, and then what I also have here is the rendering chart. So if I start over here, a G shape pentatonic or diatonic. That's my wife's home. She's gonna eat her lunch in her room. Okay, so if we start a G shape pentatonic from the third string, it becomes an E shape. Here's a G. Let's do a G shape pentatonic on the A minor. So it's G shape pentatonic. I'm going to start that G shape pentatonic from the third string. I'm going to start it on a G, and it's going to take on the E shape. Believe it or not, watch this. Now we have to warp. There, from the third string, we only got up about 4 strings of that G-shaped pentatonic. We ran out of strings. But when we ran out of strings, it made the characteristic E shape. So I can come back down, sorry, on the E shape. So that's interesting because the E shape at that point is essentially a B flat. Okay, we started on an A and we were doing the G pentatonic from an A. Oh no, sorry, we started on the G when we started on the 3 string. Sorry, I was gonna say it sounds like it might fit, but it didn't quite fit. But it fits here if we're starting on the G note, which is, we're starting on the G note here, which is the I guess it would be the 5th of C on the 3rd string right here, and we're going to do the G-shaped pentatonic. Okay, wait a minute, we can't get that from this particular diagram. Now why is that? I'm not sure. Probably because we want to call the G the root at that point. Okay, but really we should start the G. Oh, sorry, because we're supposed to start G shaped pentatonic on the 6th. On the 6th, not on the 5th. That's why it wasn't there. Okay, there it is on the 6th. So it goes 6, root, 2, 3. Then we have to warp 5, 6, root 2. That's your E shape. Root 2. You see the top and the bottom string match? So that would be your E shape starting on root. We're going to get to that on the next chart. We'll explain that. So it's interesting. This is the rendering chart. Started G-shaped pentatonic on the 3rd string. It becomes an E. Started on the 2nd string. Okay, so if we start a G-shaped pentatonic from the second string, let's say we started from here's a G on the second string. It becomes a C. All right, that's what that chart says, and it's an important skill to learn how to start a pentatonic. Once we learn the pentatonics and the diatonics, you learn how you'll have no trouble starting them from a different string. Very important thing. Thank you for the coffee. She bought me a can of Java coffee, energy coffee. So we should be able to pick it up. What's going on here with these intervals? Okay, this is the root. This is the root triad. This is first inversion. Notice we just take the root and put it up on top. This is going to be the shape unwarped. Unwarped. That's kind of a U. Unwarped. Meaning P4 tuning. And this is going to be the second inversion. Take the 3 and put it on top. Let's look at those intervals. A major triad is a major third. Oh, my piano decided it wanted to turn off. Now, I don't know what that's about. I guess if you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, I want to down tune the piano. Okay, so a major triad is a major third and a minor third on top of it. Here's a major third between these two guys, and here's a minor third between these two guys. Remember, straight up in P4 tuning is a fourth. A half step down from that guy.
Did you fill their feeder?
Yeah, they're water.
Okay.
A half step down is a major third. So there's the major third. Now, starting from this one, okay, straight up to the next string would be a perfect fourth. A half step down from a perfect fourth is a perfect third, right? Fourth, third. And then a half step down from there is a minor third. So there's a minor third between like the E and the G. Okay? So this is the G, the little piano, funky piano shape. This would be the G note. This would be, the R would be the C note. And the E would be the green note. E note. The green would be the E note. The 3 would be the E note. Thank you. So, we have that minor third between the E and the 5th. Remember, the further you go down in guitar, okay, the further you go down. So if I start here on this C here, and I'm going up to the next string, that's F. And then I drop that next string down one, that's E. The further down I go, that's E flat. Okay. That's D. That's just a whole step. Alright, to the point where you're at the same note. Alright, so the further we go down on the next string up, the smaller the interval. So that's intervals. And let's look at these intervals. We only have about 20 seconds. This is the root interval on the guitar. Believe it or not. The thing that everybody recognizes is the E shape. Okay, and the E shape is actually second inversion. Isn't that interesting? That's what everyone knows, that E shape.